boy who tries hard and fails often. So charming. Thanks for chilling today, by the way. Alright, okay. Resume. My awakening is dark. Also, let's save, by the way. Where's my game? Hold on. My awakening is dark. Perhaps I just don't dream much, but unless something really special happens, I always seem to have the same dream. Actually, I didn't take my second round of meds. Hold on. I have to take a med an hour before I take other meds, which is, you know. So I gotta remember twice. Don't call me Drugsako. They're normal prescribed medications. Fuck. Eat a pill? Well, I don't like the sound of that. I'm not crunching it. You guys give terrible advice. What I imagine are swords. I don't know why it is, but this is the only thing that comes into my mind. There's no meaning or reason to it. It may just be one of the aspects making up Emiya Shiro. There are no dreams to dream. The only things I recall from sleep are things I was taught a long time ago. For example, about magi. Even if I'm an amateur, if I'm a magus, it's only natural for me to understand the kind of world I live in. Frankly speaking, a magus is an exception who deviates from modern society. But even exceptions must band together to survive. Father told me that the group of magi is called the Magic Association. He also said that I shouldn't associate with them. The Magic Association hides magic and organizes magi. They basically keep watch to see that magi don't affect society with magic. But the strange part is that they don't prohibit misuse of magic. According to Kiritsugu, the Magic Association is only interested in the concealment of magic. Even a magus carries out his research at the expense of the lives of many ordinary people. Oh, even if. The Magic Association will not punish him. Their priority is that magic should not become public, so they don't ban magic. So, they're crazy people who think you can do anything as long as you don't get caught. Anyway, the surveillance of the Magic Association is thorough. Most magical research would cost the lives of ordinary people, and as a result, the existence of magic would become public. So, the association doesn't allow research that would harm society. So, magi stay at home and research quietly, while the normal world carries on unmolested. Hence, magi only try to hide themselves to escape the association. So, perhaps I just don't know it, and a magus lives in this town. I hear Fuyuki City is a spiritually excellent area. Such an area always has a distinguished magus with a history. They're called the second owner, an elite, and the association entrusts the area to them. Magi who would live in the area must visit them and obtain their permission to construct a workshop. Well, looking at it like that, we're thieves living here without the permission of the landlord. Father was an outlaw who cut his ties with the association and moved here without the consent of the administrator of Fuyuki. The owner doesn't know that Emiya Kiritsugu was a magus, and Kiritsugu didn't know who the owner was. With reasoning like that, I think our position is ambiguous. Father, the real magus, has passed away, and I, his son and pupil, don't know the Magic Association and have not the skill to be a magus. From the association's point of view, they'd want to catch an amateur like me doing things, but I've seen no movement yet. No, I've heard that Japan is relatively hidden from the eyes of the association, so I think I've just not been found out. That doesn't mean I can let my guard down. People say that the eyes of the association are everywhere. On top of that, if you commit a crime with magic, the heretic hunters of the church will come after you. It just means that whatever you use magic for, lack of care will create enemies. I, Emiya Shiro, just have to study independently, taking that into account. Oh, hold on, my tea's gonna oversteep. I'll wake up to see the sun shining in through the window. The sun may have just risen, as it's still a bit dark outside. Really not good in the mornings. I get up, trying not to be defeated by the morning chill, and quickly fold up my futon. It's 5:30. One of my strengths is waking up at this time, no matter how late I go to sleep. I do sometimes make mistakes and wake up late like yesterday, but I usually wake up early. Alright. Breakfast. Since I let Sakura do all the work yesterday, I have to return the favor this morning. I should finish... I should finish preparing before Sakura arrives. I cook rice and make some miso soup. It was radish and carrot yesterday, so I make onion and potato miso soup today. I also make the usual broth egg and broth boil, and I'm done. What the fuck? I cut and salt the celery and stop just before cooking it. Alright, that should do. It's almost 6 o'clock. I finished earlier than expected, so I have some extra time. So, what should I do? Chosen for me? Yeah, I guess I can train a bit if I have this much time. Morning exercises are my daily routine, so I'll go and move my body a bit. You're a kitty cat? Oh, never mind. I think I'm just crazy. She's hiding under the kotatsu right now. The Emiya household has a splendid dojo. It was built for pleasure when the house was built, so there's no particular purpose to it. Well, Fujine's using it for herself, though. I heard this place was Fujine's playground even before I came here. But I became Kiritsugu's student and started using this place a lot, so Fujine hated me back then. Well, there's only one thing to do now that I'm here. Even a magus can't neglect to train their body. One of the requirements for a magus is to have excellent physical abilities. While Kiritsugu was alive, we had many matches here. Well, it was pretty much him beating on me, so I didn't learn anything about how to win in a fight. But I think I learned the difference between a fight and a battle. In other words, I was taught the difference between killing your opponent and beating your opponent. Knowledge and experience are different. Unless I know in advance, it's hard to tell whether I'm involved in a fight or a murder. Simple story. As long as you learn magic, you might destroy yourself, and times will come when you have to fight. For a magi, a fight means killing each other. So I think what Kiritsugu wanted to teach me was to prepare my mind for the prospect of death. But it's been a while since my teacher passed away. On my own, all I can do are simple exercises. Things like push-ups, sit-ups, and stretching. Not too different from the morning practices I did in the archery club. The only difference is if I'm training lightly or heavily.
Good morning, Senpai. Have you finished preparing breakfast already?
Yeah, breakfast is done. All that's left is setting up the table and cooking the fish.
Oh, I'll help then. I'll prepare the dishes.
Sakura's cheerful. And behind that admirable junior. Oh, this is the smell of Shiro's omelet. I see, you're making breakfast this morning. Fujine moved slowly to the table. Well, that aside, first I have to cook the fish I prepared. Sakura, can you use the dishes in the middle? That'll make it look better.
Huh? This one with bumps?
Yeah, that. You have to think about the plates too, or it's an oversight. Oh, and the radish is already grated. Sakura takes out a dish from the back. I think I saw a faint bruise on her wrist when she leaned forward. Hold on. Sakura?
Yes? What is it, Senpai?
What's that mark on your wrist?
Oh!
She looks away awkwardly, and that tells me who caused that bruise. Shinji again, huh? What does he think he's doing beating on his sister?
That's not it, Senpai. Well, I fell and hurt myself. I'm a bit slow, you know? So I fall and get hurt a lot.
He's stupid. How can you get a bruise like that from falling over? Seems Shinji isn't tired of getting beat up yet.
No, Senpai. This doesn't have anything to do with Nissan. I really did this myself, so you can't get mad.
Sakura falls silent. Sakura looks calm, but she's pretty obstinate. It's useless to say anything to her now. Alright. If you say so, I'll leave it at that.
Yes. I'm sorry, Senpai.
Why are you apologizing? Shinji's fault. At mention of Shinji's name, Sakura looks away awkwardly. In other words, he's the cause of that bruise. Mato Shinji has a bad habit of being hard on his sister, Sakura. First noticed it about a year ago. Sakura was injured sometimes. She just evaded my question when I asked about it. When I asked Shinji about it, of all things, he said he was the one who hit Sakura. When I asked him why he hit her, he said that he just hit her because he felt like it. After that, I got pissed and did to Shinji what he did to Sakura. Since then, we've been estranged. I still don't regret punching him. I think it's my fault that Sakura's being treated worse.
Senpai, did you, work things out with Nissan?
Huh? Yeah, I did. We didn't have a fight or anything, so it's not like there was anything to work out.
It may be like that for you, but Nissan thinks you guys got in a fight. So, well, please be careful.
Hmm? Sakura says strange things sometimes. Careful? You mean of Shinji?
Yes. I think Nissan thinks of you as an enemy. And he thinks that you quit the club because of him.
It's not true. Me quitting the club had nothing to do with Shinji. Well, maybe a bit, but it's still not something you should worry about. Like Shinji says, this is certainly indecent. I point at my right shoulder. There's a scar there. It happened 1.5 years ago. A shipment collapsed on me during work, and I hurt my right shoulder. I got out with just a broken bone, but the shipment was a hazardous one, and I got a burn on my skin. After that accident, I quit the archery club. My school archery club emphasizes formalities, as they let us shoot formally even as students. The men expose their right shoulder when they shoot. Shinji commented that it might be indecent for someone shooting formally to have a scar on their shoulder. Since I was busy with getting busy with work, I quit the archery club right then.
Senpai, I might be persistent, but are you really not shooting anymore? Fujimura-sensei said your injury shouldn't be a problem.
What are you saying? Fujine wouldn't think it's a problem even if I broke every bone in my body.
Senpai, I'm being serious.
I should answer seriously too, but I can't give her the answer she wants. I don't have time to do club activities for now. I like archery, but it's not something I prioritize, so I'm taking some time off from it.
How long is some time?
Guess till I feel like it. Well, I'll try to make it back before you graduate. Welcome me then, Sakura. I pat Sakura's shoulder.
Oh, yes, I'll be waiting.
And she nods so powerfully that it seems she might drop the plates she's holding. It's almost 7:30. Sakura and Fujine have already left for their morning club practice. I went to school early yesterday because Issei wanted me to, but I leave my house at the usual time today. I run into an unusual scene when I reach the intersection. Several police cars are parked outside a house. Something must have happened, as it's noisy and lots of people are surrounding the area. I'm curious, but I can't tell what's going on with all the people surrounding it. I have no time, so I should prioritize school. I reach school 10 minutes before the bell. I enter the main gate as usual. Hey, morning, Emiya. I bump into a familiar female student. What, you've not changed yet, Mitsuzuri? It's almost homeroom, you shouldn't have time to say hello to me. You're right. You're cold as always, Emiya. She laughs as if something's really funny. Mitsuzuri Ayako. She was my classmate in first year, and now she's the captain of the archery club. She's very insightful, and everyone expected her to become captain since the first year. Well, in other words, her mental age is older than her real age, so she's been the older sister type everyone counts on since she was a first year. Though, she gets mad when people say that. According to her, she's not that old. Huh? Were you just thinking badly of me? I wouldn't dream of it. I was just thinking objectively about the truth. Well, it's up to you if you want to feel angry about it. Oh, you don't say. That's good. You answered honestly, but you never revealed what you were thinking about. You don't let your guard down like Shinji does. Shinji? What does he have to do with this? Because you guys are friends. You're the only male friend he has, right? And you might have forgotten, but I'm the captain of the archery club. Don't you think it's only natural for me to connect the current problem student and the problem student that quit? Yeah, that's certainly natural. The archery club has nothing to do with it, but I certainly do have an unsavory and inseparable relationship with him. Oh, that makes me mad. You get so cold when talking about the archery club. You've got it nice. You left Shinji behind and just quit. Can you think about those who are left, like me and Sakura? Did Shinji do something again? A day doesn't pass when he doesn't do something. Still, yesterday was a bit too much. He even made a guy from the first year quit. Mitsuzuri sighs seriously. It's rare for her to make a face like this, but even more than that, I can't ignore what she just said. What's that? A student quit? Why? Shinji took his anger out on him. He got loads of female students around and made the kid, who barely started handling bows, shoot. He laughed at him until he hit the target. Huh? And you let that happen? Of course I didn't, but a captain's busy, you know? I can't always be in the dojo. You know that. It's true, but what the hell was Shinji thinking? He does teach very harshly, but he's not the type to make fun of people like that. I'm surprised. You really are like that. What do you mean by that? Were you just thinking badly of me? No, I was just thinking objectively about the truth. So it's up to you if you want to feel angry about it. Stop copying me. Fine, but what about Shinji? Why did he act like that? From what I heard, it was something like getting turned down harshly by Tosaka. Huh? You mean that Tosaka? There's no other Tosaka at our school. I'm talking about the honor student in Class 2A, Miss Perfect, Tosaka Rin. I don't think I've heard that nickname before. It's the first time I've ever heard the nickname, but I probably agree with it. With Tosaka involved, I can understand even Shinji getting turned down. And most of all, if it was Tosaka, I can see her refusing him mercilessly. Anyways, Shinji's been like this since yesterday. That's why I've had to keep an eye on the dojo until now today. Shinji has a nasty temper. I know it's hard. Oh, Shinji has a nasty temper. I know it's hard, but keep up the hard work, Mitsuzuri. Okay. But Shinji never knows when to stop, you know? I feel like he'll do something really bad if he asks her out again and gets turned down again. No, even Shinji wouldn't approach someone who turned him down. He's pretty good about that kind of thing. But he can't help it if the person who turned him down comes near him. I don't know why, but Tosaka comes and visits the dojo pretty often. You quit, so you wouldn't know. It's the first I've heard of it. Tosaka Rin doesn't do any club activities for personal reasons. Thought she went straight home since she even turned down the recommendation to join the student council. Well, maybe that sort of thing is good every now and then. He has a haughty attitude, so it might be good for him to have a hard time for once. Mitsuzuri says some dangerous things. Come to think of it, I heard that Tosaka has many enemies. Would Mitsuzuri be one of them? Hey, Mitsuzuri, that's going to... Oh, it's almost time. Bye, Amiya. Come and see my archery skills sometime. Mitsuzuri hurries off. She's just like always. But I like that part of her. Feeling calmer now, I head for the classroom. It's lunchtime. Our school is a splendid cafeteria, and most students eat there. But there's some old-fashioned students who bring their own lunches. Two of them happen to be me and the student council president in front of me. Emiya, could you give me some of that fried chicken? My lunch is desperately lacking in meat. Sure, but why is your lunch so plain? You live in a temple, but there aren't any teachings prohibiting meat or alcohol, right? Such an anachronism. It's just my father's way. He says there's no luxurious foods for a young priest, and that I shouldn't have to work for what I want. I'm thinking of running away and joining the circus. Oh yeah, that sounds like that guy. Issei's father is the priest of the Ryudo Temple, and a bold guy who's old friends with the old man at Fujine's place. Can't expect a normal personality when he's friends with a guy like that. That's great. Well, then, I'll give you one in the hope of repayment someday. I hand him my lunchbox. Thank you. This too is part of my religious training. Issei bows deeply. How can I put this? I never know what to say when things like this remind me he's the son of a priest. Oh, by the way, Emiya, did you know there was something going on around the 2nd Avenue? It's right around the intersection where we part. Intersection? The intersection this morning. He must mean that clamor with all the police cars. I heard there was a murder. I don't know the details. But of the family of 4, only the child survived. They say the older sister and the parents were stabbed to death. But what's strange is they think the weapon was a long one, not like a knife or something. A long weapon? It must mean something like a sword. It was a murder, so that must mean the sister and parents were killed. I picture it. Someone barging in during the night. Unjust violence. A one-sided pillage like an accident. Slashed parents. The sister killed without even knowing what's going on. To the side, the child covered in their blood. Issei, have they caught the murderer? It doesn't seem like it. Accidents from faulty construction in Shinto and murder here. It's no wonder they're making the curfew here at school What's wrong, Emiya? Did you choke on something? Nothing. What's wrong? No, I was just surprised since you had a nasty expression. Sorry, this wasn't something I should have talked about during lunch. Issei tries to soften the air apologetically. I was fine with the topic, but was I really making such a nasty face? And then there's a quiet knock at the door. Excuse me, is Ryudo here? Huh? Oh yes, what is it, Sensei? Issei addresses Kuzuki, who just entered. Must be a simple talk about the student council, as Issei seems pretty relaxed. Wow. That's not something you see every day. Despite his appearance, Issei's very shy. The guy who draws a line against his classmates and even his teachers is letting his guard down with Kuzuki. Maybe they get along because they're both so serious. Kuzuki Soichiro, the teacher in charge of Class 2A, is serious and stubborn. Probably that aspect helps him get along with Issei, who prizes order and discipline. The two continue to talk. All the while, I can't get the story of the murder out of my head. Classes end and it's time to go home. I cannot go anywhere as I have work today. I should leave school and go straight to the neighboring town, but... Still worried about the conversation I had this morning. Made my way to the archery club before I knew it. Jeez, what am I doing? According to Mitsuzuri, Tosaka Rin comes here often. Well, I don't really care about that, but I know that Shinji getting angry at her is going to be a problem. Shinji just doesn't stop when he gets angry. It's bad if Shinji gets violent just because she turned him down. I don't know why it's bad. It's just bad. Thank you, Shiro. Makes me feel bad just thinking about it, so I have to stop it from happening. Oh, Tosaka's not here. Tosaka isn't around. Mitsuzuri's worries were needless. Oh, who's not here? Oh, who's not here? So, who's not here? And there's Issei, whom I just left behind. Oh, it's you, Issei. Don't scare me like that. Well, you were looking at the dojo suspiciously. So, who's not there? Tosaka. I heard she had an argument with Shinji yesterday, so I came to see how things were. Oh wow, that is suspicious. You gave your reasons without being asked. I only asked you who wasn't here. What? What I do shouldn't concern you. Yes, that's right. But it's useless, Emiya. Tosaka won't be here. That's because she intentionally skipped school today. What? Skipped school? So she was absent today? I see, she's absent. Oh wait, Issei, how can you say she skipped school? I don't think she'd do such a thing. Of course she will. She won't catch a cold. As I see it, she's evil. You'll be eaten if you let her looks deceive you, Emiya. Somehow, Issei's words annoy me. It's true that I don't know her, but I can't imagine she's a bad person. You're going too far, Issei. Tosaka can't be like that. What, you're after Tosaka too? Oh, I'm sorry. Please ignore what I just said. After Tosaka? Who said anything like that? Don't jump to conclusions. I just thought it'd be bad if Shinji got into trouble again. So you were planning to stop Shinji if he attacked Tosaka, huh? You're playing an unrewarded role again. I don't really care, but you have a bad taste, Emiya. It's not unrewarded since I haven't done it. But, Issei, didn't you say something strange? Huh? You mean that going after Tosaka's in bad taste? Yeah, Tosaka's really popular. I haven't heard any bad rumors about her. Yes, none. And that's exactly what I don't like about it. What don't you like about it? Everything. The woman is a fox, a schoolgirl, a monster. I just don't like her physiologically. I won't say anything bad, but you should try to hate her too. Issei, don't you always say we shouldn't talk badly of people behind their backs? Idiot. This doesn't count as talking behind their back. I'm speaking so that she can hear it. Ah, no wonder I feel someone's eyes from the archery dojo. Thank God. So glad Tosaka's absent today. Issei, restrict yourself to talking behind people's backs. Alright, if you say so. But I wasn't insulting her at all. I was only saying that I'm on guard against her. That should be within my rights. But you were saying things like monster and fox. And I think the term schoolgirl is discrimination. No, that was just praise. There are good foxes and monsters too. I only applied the terms to describe Tosaka. Katsu. Issei laughs. What? What? Huh? Very cool, thank you. Well, I'll be going. I'll be going. I'm going back to the student council room, but you're going to work, right? Shouldn't have time to play around like this. He must feel refreshed now that he said everything he wanted, as he leaves calmly. I've known him for 2 years now, but I still don't understand his personality. 20 minutes after taking the bus from my school, I arrive at the neighboring town of Shinto across the bridge. Oh, it's not 5 o'clock yet? I guess I still have some time. Miyama City is a residential district, so there's no part-time jobs there, but the developing Shinto has many available. The school approves of students having part-time jobs, so I work a few easy ones. I prefer hard physical labor that ends as quickly as possible. It's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, as it builds my body while I get paid for it. Today's job is a simple loading job from 5 to 8 o'clock. Even though it's only 3 hours, there's only 6 hours worth of work to do. Oh, there's 6 hours worth of work to do. They make you run around without a minute's rest. So I should rest when I can, even if it's just for 10 minutes. It's a waste of energy walking around till my job, so I guess I'll rest in the park. This park among the buildings is like a big field. The park should be filled with people like families and lovers on weekends, but it's empty here now. No, this place is always desolate. This place the same as always. I'm a bit sad. The utterly neglected ground looks awful compared to the neatly organized surroundings. The desolate area makes the wind feel cold. Is Shiro the one that Rin noticed? In the park? Not on the building, in the park. Where she was like, I sense a mage's eyes on us. The servant's like, yeah, it's not a servant. That's so fucking funny. He's so bad at magic that she's like, I can't tell where it's coming from. Who? Where? Oh my god! This is the remains of the conflagration 10 years ago, and this is the place where I was saved from burning to death. I wonder why they don't plant grass here. It's a waste to keep it like this. It's a large area, so if they retiled it, the park would get bigger. Thinking absent-mindedly, I sit down on a bench. I stare at the burned land to pass the time. I don't remember what happened here back then. It came during the day when school was still— oh, that's right, okay. I probably don't remember because I was a kid, and it wouldn't have been an easy scene to memorize. All I can remember is that it was hot, and I couldn't breathe, and that people died trying to save others. Wonder why. For example, an adult that tried to save a child from a burning house saved the child, but died in its place. For example, there were people who had their throats burned, but they gave what little water they had to one guy, and the others died. For example, there was someone who ran alone to get away from the fire as fast as possible, and everyone that he passed on the way died. And for example, people who died because they gave away something that was saving them, only to save others that they didn't even know. I didn't like things like that. It makes me mad that those who tried hard were sacrificed. Am I greedy to want an ending where everyone's safe and happy? All I wanted was to see people relax peacefully. So why couldn't I manage such a simple thing? It's difficult, but you want us to save everyone. Ritsugu answered so to the question I asked as a child. Of course, as a child, I denied it. Because Kiritsugu saved me. I knew he was a sorcerer who could do anything. I knew he was a superhero who couldn't ignore people in need, who saved them for no benefit. So I believed Kiritsugu could have saved everyone back then. When I told him that, he made a troubled expression and said something I remember to this day. Shiro, saving one person means not saving another. Look, a superhero can only save the people he saved. It's obvious, but that's the definition of a superhero. I understand that. It's obvious now that he said it. Let's say there's a robber and some hostages, and the robber intends to kill the hostages. With normal methods, most of the hostages will be killed. Even if you use a miraculous method to save all the hostages, there'll still be one person who isn't saved. That, of course, is the robber whose hostages were rescued. And the people a superhero saves are only those he decides to save. That's why even God can't save everyone. All the more so if it's a natural disaster. No one could have saved everyone. The fire 10 years ago was like that. It's not something I, who was miraculously saved from it, can talk about now. But I don't want that. I don't want such a thing. I don't want help that has a limited capacity. You have to help, no matter how impossible it is. I can't stand to have strangers dying around me like back then. So, if I had been there 10 years ago, even if it was impossible, I would have gone into the fire and I would certainly have died in vain. That's for certain. Jeez. Hopeless. It's already 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock bell rings. I stand up and quickly make my way to work. When my job's done, the sun is already set. It's a bit before 8. I finished 10 minutes early because I worked too hard. It seems I worked frantically since I went to that place before work. Here in front of the station, the night's just getting started. There are lots of people, and a constant flow of cars on the road. The buildings are still lit up, and just looking at them makes me feel like I'm watching a grand festival of illumination. Guess I don't have to buy anything for Fujine. I walk while looking up at the lighted building. It's the biggest building in Shinto, so I can't see the top clearly. I just gaze up the building, just enjoying the night's scenery. And when I think I see something out of place. What's that? I stop and stare at the rooftop. I focus my eyes, looking at the thing as small as a grain of rice. It's like someone I know. Why is she there? What'd she be doing there? With her long hair fluttering and doing nothing, she looks down at the town. Doesn't seem like she notices me down here. No, there's no way she could see me. She's so high up that I, with better eyesight than most, can barely see her by improving my vision with magical energy. I can recognize her since she's standing there alone. There's no way she'd notice me down here among all these people. It's just looking down at the town. Maybe she's looking for something, because I can feel her sharp stare even down here. I forget about time and keep looking up at the girl standing in the sky. She's on top of a tall tower. It's like a witch, looking down at the earth with the moon behind her. Oh. And then, she must be done with whatever she was doing, as she disappears. The figure has disappeared, and the scene returns to the beautiful view of the night. That was Tosaka. I have no proof, but I think I'm right. There aren't many girls with looks that stand out that much. And more than that, I'm not stupid enough to mistake a girl I secretly admire. Let's see. But still. Well, it's... Tosaka sure has strange hobbies. Unlike Shinto, there's no one in Miyama City. After 8 o'clock, there are no people around, and the town is terribly quiet. At the junction is the house I saw this morning. No sign of people, and the door has a do not enter sign. For only one day, the house is as quiet as an abandoned building. Parents and older sister killed by the burglar. What kind of life remains for the child left behind? I bite my lip, feeling powerless. Even after swearing to become like Kiritsugu, I can't do anything about something that happened so close by. No, I want to help someone. In the end, I don't even know what I can do. I climb the hill and reach the Emiya house. The lights are still on, so Sakura or Fujine must still be there. I'm home. Oh, just you, Fujine? Oh, welcome home, Shiro. Fujine turns around, munching on a rice cracker. The TV shows a loud variety show. Jeez, coming home at a time like this again. I told you to come home early since it gets dark early in the winter. I am home early. I'm taking part-time jobs that finish at 8, so don't be unreasonable. So, where's Sakura? It looks like dinner's ready, but... Sakura-chan went home early. She said she had something to do today, so she just cooked dinner and left. Fujine says so happily. As far as she's concerned, anyone who cooks for her is a good person. See, that might be a good idea for a while. It's been dangerous recently, so maybe I should just cook dinner myself until next term. What? I protest! You come home so late, Shiro. If you don't cook until after that, we won't eat until after 10. Hold on. Can't you just eat at home? What? I am at home! Fujine seems puzzled. Honestly, I'm not sure if that makes me happy or sad. Alright, I understand. Can't exactly expect you to cook for yourself, can I? Anyways, what's that thing by your feet? Don't tell me you've been picking up junk again. Fujine has a terrible habit of leaving junk at my place. Large bowls from restaurants, a heavy teapot she got in the shopping district, a strange guitar that plays by itself. I think she thinks of this place as some kind of a warehouse. Let me see. I'll throw it away if it's junk. This? It's a poster that was left over at my place. Fujine hands me the poster. Probably some infamous idol or something. Let's see. Here we have military-style guy with his thumbs up on a cheap-looking blue sky background. In letters like blood, it reads, "Love's lovely ranger land. Please join the self-defense force." Hold on, this is an army recruiting poster. I don't want it, so you can have it. Oh, I don't want this either. I roll up the poster and hit Fujine with it. Missed. But Fujine deflects my attack with a poster sheet hidden and counterattacks mercilessly. Bam! The poster lightly knocks my... Stars! I saw stars! Don't imagine you can hit me with your skills. You need to practice more. That's not the problem. What was that? Why does a poster make a crash like that? Could this be the skill of a master? Huh? Oh, sorry. This poster's the special first edition made from steel plate. Chiro, is your head alright? Fujine, your personality's gonna kill someone one day. I'm not worried. Shiro would marry me if that happened. Huh? I completely refuse. I have no intention of marrying such a thoughtless killer. Hey, I don't think I'm that dangerous of a person. I knew it. So it's true that people never know themselves. How true, how true. I'll have to watch out or I'll be killed. Huh, just keep saying that. Anyways, I'm hungry, Shiro. I've waited all this time, so let's have dinner. Fujine stands up. Strange. Fujine is just helping out, even if it's only setting up the dishes. Oh, Fujine is helping out. She must be really hungry. Okay, then you can get the dishes out. You can pour rice, right? I can. Hey Shiro, can I use a bowl? I guess so. Sakura isn't here today, so there'll be some left over anyway. Alright, I'll use the same for you then. Fujine pours the rice into 2 bowls. Oh well, I was gonna have seconds anyway. And besides, if I argue with Fujine, she'll take my dinner away. And to add, chaotic dinners like this have been common scenes for many years now. Dan's. Finishing a rowdy dinner and seeing Fujine off, I take a bath. After that, I practice my daily routine in the shed. Complete it as usual, and go to sleep. It is 1 in the morning. The day ends peacefully without any troubles. It's a good day for Emiya Shiro.